Russia, Ukraine hold tense talks on territorial dispute. January 24, 2026. Ukrainian and Russian negotiators met in Abu Dhabi on Friday for talks focused on the war's most contentious issue, territory, but showed no signs of a breakthrough as Russia intensified airstrikes that have plunged Ukraine into its worst energy crisis of the conflict. The talks come amid growing U.S. pressure on Kyiv to pursue a peace deal to end the war launched by Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. Moscow is demanding that Ukraine cede the entire eastern Donbas region, a condition Kyiv has firmly rejected. President Volodymyr Zelensky said territorial issues would dominate the discussions, which are set to conclude on Saturday. While he remains in close contact with Ukraine's delegation, he cautioned that it was too early to assess progress. Zelensky met U.S. President Donald Trump earlier this week at the World Economic Forum in Davos, though no immediate outcomes were announced. The negotiations are taking place as Russian attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure escalate, cutting electricity and heating to major cities during freezing temperatures. Ukraine's largest private power producer warned the country was nearing a humanitarian catastrophe, while the energy minister said the power grid had endured its most severe strain since late 2022. A major obstacle remains President Vladimir Putin's demand that Ukraine surrender the remaining 20% of the Donetsk region it still controls. Zelensky has refused, citing strong domestic opposition to territorial concessions and Russia's failure to seize the land through 4 years of fighting. The Kremlin insists full control of Donbas is a critical condition for peace. A Kremlin source said Russia supports an Anchorage formula, allegedly agreed by Trump and Putin last year, that would grant Russia all of Donbas while freezing current front lines elsewhere. Donetsk is one of 4 Ukrainian regions Russia claimed to annex in 2022, a move rejected by Kyiv and most of the international community. Zelensky said the Abu Dhabi meetings marked the first trilateral talks involving Ukrainian, Russian, and U.S. representatives since the war began. He also said an agreement on U.S. security guarantees for Ukraine is ready, pending final arrangements with Washington. Russia has suggested using frozen Russian assets in the U.S. to rebuild occupied territories, an idea Zelensky dismissed as nonsense. Ukraine and its allies insist Russia must pay reparations. Despite professing interest in diplomacy, Moscow says it will continue pursuing its goals militarily until an agreement is reached. By Reuters, story by Anna Proknica and Dmitry Antonov, January 24, 2026.